be with family?
Yeah, my family was able to come to me. So I got to spend a little family time, take care of business, and also had a little beach fun. So it was a perfect trip.
Nice.
KK said that you just appear more confident this year than you did last year, and that's the biggest difference she's noticed in you. What would you agree with that, or would you say like what would be your biggest difference you are now versus last year?
I would agree with that. I think definitely I've kind of filled into like my own person, figuring out who I am, and like being comfortable with that. And just I think after your freshman year is a year of learning, figuring things out, and this year definitely figuring that out a little bit more about myself and being more sure of myself, more confident, because that's what the team needs from me and that's what the coaches are expecting from me.
Nice was talking about your routine. What's your routine?
What kind of routine?
Shots, film.
Oh.
Or is everything your routine? You get up, put your left shoe on, right shoe on.
It's always left shoe, right shoe, but no, like before practice, I always like to stretch, probably like a couple 20 minutes, just to get the body ready. And then I always have like the same shooting routine that I do usually. And then this year I've started playing one-on-one against one of our practice guys before every practice. Usually if they're able to, just kind of get my mind and my body ready for practice and kind of get ready for what's ahead.
Are you a superstitious person?
I wouldn't say I'm superstitious, but I'm a little stitious about some things. But it's just not something that I'm not a lot of things, but it's just in your own head, if you think about things.
Yeah.
But my only superstition is I have to put my left shoe on, right shoe, left ankle brace, right ankle brace.
Okay.
That's the only solid foundational superstition I have.
As a shooter, who do you look up to?
Anybody who went to UConn, really. AZ Fudd. I'm with her every single day. I also think it's cool, my dad made a not comparison, but just an analogy, with Ray Allen being from here and how such a great shooter he is, just kind of embodying that, embracing that, and kind of looking up to that.
Following up on that, it just seems like your release is faster. Is that something you've been working on?
Yes.
Okay. Because when you talk about AZ, she's got the quickest release in the country. But yours is I noticed it's way faster this year, very close to that.
Yes, that's been a big emphasis for me this year in the off season, and then especially even still now, even getting it quicker. I work on that all the time with Tanya and Mo, and just trying to dial that in because the game's so fast that you have to keep up with it, and getting a quicker shot makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah. What would you say the key to that is, aside from working on it? Is it catching out a little further? What's the intricacies of that?
Just the footwork and the timing of everything, so it's not so one motion after the other. It's just all in one motion, straight up, straight down. That's a big emphasis.
You said you're more confident because you figured out who you are. Who are you, or what is the role that you're kind of embracing that makes you more confident?
I like to think I fill in the role of whatever my team needs from me, if that's scoring, if that's rebounding, if that's defense this year. I don't think I really have, I'm still figuring myself out. I'm only a sophomore too, so I still have a lot of learning left to do and continuing to do. But definitely I've found that if I bring my energy, if I bring my hustle, and I know I can count on that every single time I step onto the floor, and that kind of shapes me as a person.
Having AZ back changes your role a little bit. Just how have you kind of had to adapt having, another guard on the floor?
I think it's great that AZ's back. I'm so happy for her that she's finally come to the moment where she can step back on the court and do what she loves. It's also a good opportunity for me now to kind of watch her and then learn from her even more now that she's finally back and 100%. And you saw what she did in the Ole Miss game, and that's pretty incredible. It was the AZ we've seen in prior years, but now it's finally back. And so I think as an underclassman to her, just kind of learning and just trying to embrace it all.
What's it like from a player and a team standpoint to know that you have a little more margin for error this year, and you don't have to worry about not being able to look over your shoulder. You can look over your shoulder and know there's somewhere to fill in. Last year, you guys didn't have as much of that. Does it make you a little calmer, play a little calmer?
Yeah, Coach emphasized that a lot with us, especially this year, knowing that we have so much more depth and we have such amazing players to kind of fill in. If you're having an off shooting night, you have someone on the bench that can step in if needed. But I would definitely say it. You always want to produce your best, and you always want to push yourself, and kind of add that pressure yourself to constantly be better. But I think it does add a little less stress maybe than you would have experienced last year, just because we didn't have as deep as a bench and it was kind of like expected every night. But I guess now it's kind of like you don't want to make mistakes, but if you do, then you know, like, you have a team to support you, you know, you have coaches to support you, and it's kind of helps the learning process a little bit better.
What is it about just this team, whether it's the culture of the players or just, you know, the overall staff, that makes you just feel so comfortable?
I mean, I just think everyone is such an amazing person and an amazing, like, teammate, and I think all of us are on this team are, like, we all have the same goal in mind, we all have the same ambition, and I feel like that's finally aligned where everyone, like, there's not one person on this team that I would say is, like, kind of like the odd one out. I mean, like, we all cohesively, like, work together, strive to be better for each other, and understand the goal and what we're doing and what we're willing to achieve that.
The second-year players like you, Ice, and KK could determine whether this team is ready to take the next step or not, because you got real good core players. Is this sophomore class ready for that?
100%. I think we proved it last year, and I think we are proving it again this year. I mean, we are more comfortable, like, we're able to contribute, we know what we're capable of doing, and we know how to help the team, and being true to ourselves and kind of stepping in the roles that is asked of us. And I have no doubt in my mind that we're ready and we're prepared to step up for what this team needs to surround Paige and AZ and, I mean, everyone on this team. Like, we all have each other's backs, and that's what we love to do every single day.
What did you learn the most about yourself last year?
Just to not be so hard on myself, probably. I think I was, like, with the amount of pressure I put on myself, and, like, I think that kind of can get overwhelming, especially as a freshman. Just kind of wanting to prove yourself and wanting to show you belong out there. But definitely, like, learning this year, you got to let things go. Like, you can't take mistakes so seriously. You just have to kind of, like, have a goldfish mindset and, like, move on to the next play.
What does it do to your game knowing that you played with some of the best players in the country last year, a number of those players in the W? What does that do for your confidence?
I think it's just incredible. I think it's not so much a thing of confidence, but to know that you get to practice with them every single day, last year and this year, and be surrounded by the best talent in the country, because that's what you kind of sign up for when you come and play here, and that's what I expected to come, like, experience when I came to play here. And so it's just so cool and surreal some days just to be able to kind of take that in and know that, like, you're learning from, like, the best.
That mindset, have you, like, worked with anybody specifically to develop that? Is that something that's just kind of come with you with time? Is that coming from, like, coaches, teammates?
I would say time, coaches, teammates, family. I mean, I just listen to my circle, like, the people I'm closest with, and they always support me and guide me in whatever I'm dealing with, whatever I'm going through, and I just always know I got someone, especially here, to support me with that.